Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, your host, here with my co-host and co-explorer, Amy.
Hello.
We're coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. And we have a really, really fun show and interesting program for you today, talking about one of the most beautiful golf courses in the entire world, and that's Pebble Beach. We have mentioned Pebble Beach before on a few different past episodes. We've gotten into the history and what you could do in the surrounding areas, such as Monterey in California, Big Sur, all of these really interesting places. And we've mentioned Pebble Beach and 17 Mile Drive and all the things that it's known for. But this time we really want to focus in and give you some of our best takes for like where to eat, where to get a drink at this famed golf course. And it is just one of our favorite places, and one that we have actually spent a lot of time at over the last few years.
Yes, and I just want to say it's so much more than just a golf course. It's actually a resort with 3 different hotels and 5 different golf courses and a golf academy. Yeah. On top of that, they have a number of other activities that you can do. So most people know Pebble Beach for the golf course, but it is a gorgeous resort setting. And even if you're not a golfer, it is worth your while to go check this place out.
Yeah, and I think that's a good first point, is that when people talk about Pebble Beach, they're usually talking about it's all encompassing. Like, I'm going to go play at Pebble Beach. They mean all of it, but really there's 5 other golf courses and an academy, just right, like you said, and like 3 different places to stay, a ton of restaurants and everything. So you really have, and a spa.
Yes.
Oh my God, the spa, the world-class spa that they have.
I've spent a little time in that spa.
Oh, so jealous. And I don't even like spas. I saw it from the outside once. It looked really nice. But people rave about it, and getting into a little bit of its history, it was already famous. Now, Pebble Beach was officially opened in 1919, so it's already well over 100 years old as a golf course, continuously operating through some really lean times and great times and everything. But it was already kind of well known, the area was anyway, for being kind of this resort destination. And, the history of it, now, we won't dive too much into it. I can already tell people's eyes are glazing over if they're listening right here. But it does, if you ever get a chance to like Google the history of it, and weirdly enough, I'll say this, it's ties to like Monterey Jack cheese.
Oh, really?
And different things. Yes, all of those things come from this area. I won't bore you with that right now, but it is one of these destinations that, let's just get into the fact that it has these 5 different golf courses, and each of them varying different levels of exclusivity and degrees of difficulty.
Yes.
And even kind of prestige. Now, can you get prestigious inside of prestigious? I think you can.
You can, actually. Yes. I mean, when most people talk about playing Pebble Beach, they are talking about the Pebble Beach Golf Links. It is the course that you see the beautiful photos of with the water in the distance, the famed 18th hole with the tree that is bent and it's great, like kind of propped up. You probably have seen a photo of Pebble Beach, even if you didn't know that was the golf course you were looking at.
Yeah.
But there are several other courses, and some even say that the Spyglass course is harder than the Pebble Beach golf links. I don't know. I'm not a golfer, but I have heard people say that.
People they compare all the time. We know someone, in fact, Trent Keenan, who owns and operates Diamondback Land Surveying. He does almost a yearly trip with his guys, with his boys, to Pebble Beach every single year. So they spend a lot of time out there, but it does become this almost a yearly thing for some people. You've really got to be into golf to do that. And that's okay if you are, no judgment there. But they go out and they play a different course every year and they compare notes. And a lot of people, when you look at Pebble Beach, you have Spyglass Hill, the links at Spanish Bay, the Hay, which was very recently redesigned by Tiger Woods and launched out, the Del Monte Golf Course, and of course the Golf Academy. people compare notes. And you'd be surprised. I see it often that Spyglass is often listed as, you know what? I think this gives Pebble Beach a run for its money.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have the gorgeous views that Pebble Beach has, but in degree of difficulty, some of the holes are harder. Not saying that playing Pebble Beach golf links isn't a huge achievement. It's on a lot of people's bucket list. But for those that have played it, many, when they go back, do want to play Spyglass.
Yeah. So there are a ton of golf course rankings out there, right? Where you try to attempt to quantify really the things that are subjective, where your favorite golf hole, or which course is your favorite, or which one you think is better or worse or whatever. But not too long ago, the editors at Golf Magazine, they tried to take it a step further. They examined, okay, listen to this. They examined 500,000 golf holes that are in existence, okay? And they identified the world's 500 greatest. And these courses alone, there are 7 of them in this area.
Really?
You can play 7 of the greatest golf holes in the world just going to Pebble Beach and the Inn and all of these places. Speaking, and one of them you already mentioned, number 18, is on this list.
Is it?
And it's one that I've walked. Now, I haven't played. Look, let me tell you something right now. I like golf. I like reading about it. I like its history. It's very intriguing to me. I am horrible at this game. And people are like, it's so relaxing. And I'm like, no, it's not. Every golfer I've ever met on a course has been an angry little man. Angry and just, or they are switching between anger and elation because they either made a really great shot or they're coming off of like a series of 3 or 4 bad golf holes. And it's impossible to keep a level head around these guys. So I don't play that often because I'm terrible and I will throw a golf.
To me,
club.
It's one of those sports that you have to play pretty often to maintain a level of enjoyability for it, right?
Golf is like consistency.
Right.
Or so I've been told.
I mean, that's what I assume. But it's one of those things, I think if you play it once or twice a year, you're probably always starting at the bottom again.
Yeah. Because
you forgot everything you learned the last time you played.
That's pretty much it. I don't play often enough that I remember from, I'll get my grip right and then I'll hit golf balls like incredible. And then I won't play for like a year and a half. And then I go back and it's like, I might as well not even play the last time. It's ridiculous and kind of a waste of money for me to play. But other people play it, and man, they seem to have a really good time out there. Some of the other ones featured is the famed number 7. Number 7 is the one that goes right to the ocean. The history on this is that at first, the guys who designed the course, they weren't even going to do anything with it because it's a little short jut that goes out to the water, but it became one of its most famous. It's only 106 yards. It's very short. There's a legend about one famous golfer, Sam Snead. He chose to putt off the tee.
Really?
And he's the only golfer that made par on that hole because it's almost an impossible read because it's so short and it's wedged right between these 2 huge holes back to back. But I think it's more resounding because of how beautiful it is. If you go to Google, throw it in there, you will see some amazing pictures, especially dusk and dawn.
If I remember correctly, hole number 7 at Pebble Beach is the most photographed golf hole
in
ever,
the world.
In the world ever.
Absolutely. Yes. With good cause, man. If you go in there, I'm telling you, the golfers, you already know what I'm talking about. But if you're wanting to test me, check it out. It is one of the most photographed golf holes in the entire world. We are talking about Pebble Beach. We want you to stay with us, right? It's an Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, your host, here with my co-host, Amy.
Hello.
Remember, for all of our past episodes and interviews, check us out, unscaledtravelshow.com, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, Apple, Spotify, all those places. We upload the episodes there. We're talking about Pebble Beach Golf Course, golf links.
Golf resorts.
Gaffin Resortin. Okay, can't even... Yeah, okay. So it's a very popular golf course and resort. It's world famous, and it's in beautiful California. What other factors do you need in order to start planning your trip there? Because we've said, and we will explain to you why it's a great destination to check out. Even if you don't play golf, you can go out there and, people go out there for dinner all the time. Mm-hmm. Some of the famous restaurants and dining experiences they have out there. But before we get into that, let's talk about, if you go there, you got to lay your head down at some point because you're going to be getting full from food and having fun on the course. You're going to want to shower off, take a nap, whatever. And they have some amazingly luxurious accommodations there. And right. I know you know these places like the back of your hand. You've spent some time there.
I do. I've been going out to the Pebble Beach Resort since 2018, I guess, hosting events out there. Mm-hmm. And I've had the pleasure of staying on both sides of the property, which a lot of people, if you haven't been there, don't realize that the property is so big. There's actually two different sides of it, and they are not connected. There is residential neighborhoods between them. So you have the original side, which the hotel on that side is called The Lodge. And that is when people think of Pebble Beach, they typically think of the Lodge side. And that's where the Pebble Beach Golf Links course is. So the Lodge kind of overlooks those last few holes of the Pebble Beach Golf Links course out into what is called Stillwater Cove. Ooh. Beautiful, beautiful property. The thing about the Lodge is the hotel is not all under one roof. It's a lot of smaller buildings with around 6 to 8 rooms per building. Then they also have some kind of suite style and maybe even a few villas, I think they call them. Yeah. So you have a few different hotel options, like room options on that side, but it's not like a standard hotel where everybody is under one roof. The other side of the property, which I have to say is my favorite, is called the Inn at Spanish Bay. Ooh. It's a little more of a traditional style hotel in that it is one continuous building, but it's a flatter building and it's very long and spread out. Yeah. And you have fantastic ocean views on one side, gorgeous forest views on the other. And the Inn at Spanish Bay side is set, it kind of does feel a little more, they kind of compare it to like a Scottish setting because it's like kind of misty and foggy. And on that side, it's really cool. Every night they have a bagpiper come out at sunset and play the bagpipes as they walk around the side of the building and then they're in front of the water playing the bagpipes as the sun goes down. Yeah. You may not love the bagpipes, but there's something about standing there and listening to this bagpiper play while the sun's setting behind them that's a little bit magical, especially when there's this like heavy mist all around you. Yeah. It transports you to another country.
It really does. We were out there last year and we caught the bagpipes set at sundown. And it was a crystal clear day. And the sun was bright and orange, and it was magical. I mean, I'm a halfway decent photographer and videographer, and I couldn't believe what I was capturing. I mean, I post these things everywhere, and this is going to be the next picture I blow up and hang on our walls. But it's the bagpipes, and it's orange, and there's no filters on it or anything. It's just, it looks amazing, amazing, amazing. The other place that you haven't mentioned yet is Casa Palmero. Right. And do you know anything about that? I don't know anything about Casa Palmero.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Well, tell us.
You totally jumped ahead.
Oh, okay. No.
But yes, so a lot of people don't know this, but there is a kind of even more exclusive property on the lodge side. It's private. It's called Casa Palmero. and it's in a Mediterranean style estate that's on the property. It has, I think, 24 rooms, and then it has a main house, which has like a billiards room and a meeting space and like a formal living room library in it. I have been in that part of the property for some meetings. It is beautiful.
Now, is this where you're going to find celebrities? And
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. And the Casa Palmero is, again, very, very exclusive to the point that there is a personal concierge on site just to handle the people in those 24 rooms. So you're not even dealing with the other hotel people.
You don't want to deal with the commoners, man. No, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you've had your time at the lodge, the inn, and Casa Palmero. Which one to you would be your absolute favorite?
For me, it's the inn at Spanish Bay.
Yeah,
and maybe it's because I've spent more time on that side, but I love it. I mean, that side just feels a little bit different. It is kind of around the cove. If you've ever been to Monterey, California, and this peninsula, you may have heard of 17 Mile Drive. The inn is a bit down 17 Mile Drive, but if you're in one of the rooms that faces the ocean, every morning when you wake up, you see people out there surfing in the water. Yeah. So you have this gorgeous golf course in front of you. Deer out there in the mornings. Beyond that, people surfing. It's just this, I can't even explain how beautiful this place is.
Now, that's a good point. Now, we have together stayed in rooms that have faced inwards, but you have stayed plenty of times in rooms that have faced that ocean water, and you can open up the windows and feel that ocean breeze just washing over you, man. I have to say, when you send me those pictures, a little bit jealous.
Good.
A little bit jealous. You know, the interesting part is one morning, I think the last morning we had there, I actually walked down to the beach, and the beach area is public.
It is.
So people are walking their dogs. There's a nice little wooden trail that goes out there to the water, and just tons of people out in the morning. Now, you have to be careful. People are playing golf around you, and you don't want to catch a divot upside the head or whatever. But it's amazing that people are just kind of parked off the road and just walking and enjoying the morning or evening or whenever they're out there. And you have one of the greatest places, golf courses on earth right there.
Right. Every morning I see people out there, and I've made that same walk myself some mornings. And it's just, I tell you, if I could live anywhere in the world, it would be right there. At the inn at Spanish Bay.
Is that where?
That's where I would live.
Okay, I'm going to ship you off to the inn at Spanish Bay really quickly. I mean, probably better than most. We talk about the popularity of this golf course. How far in advance should people look for rooms there?
I mean, it really depends on the season, I would say, but I would definitely look out several months in advance.
Yeah, got to get on it early to get the room you want. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. Keep it right here. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long here with Amy.
Hi.
Coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. Thank you so much to Diamondback Land Surveying for always being a part of our program here. And I know that Trent Keenan, the owner of one of the owners of Diamondback Land Surveying, is enjoying this episode because we're talking about one of his favorite places in Pebble Beach, right there, beautiful California. So we were talking about accommodations at Pebble Beach, some of the famous golf holes you play on. I didn't want to go too much into that because who wants to hear me drone on about a game that I am absolutely horrible about with? Well, I'm just terrible. Instead, we'll kind of look. People always want to go to a destination and then look off. What is there to do around, especially for kids and families? What is there to do if we're going to go and be in that area together. So the main thing, and we've already mentioned it a couple of times, is an experience called the 17-mile drive.
Right. It is a gorgeous, scenic drive. You don't necessarily have to be staying at Pebble Beach to make this drive.
Yeah.
I think what a lot of people don't realize is the property around the resort is a forest. It's the Del Monte Forest.
Yeah.
It is protected. You do need to pass through like security to get in there. All they're really doing is just checking, why are you coming into? Some people live in the area. Some people are just going to the resort. You can tell them, I'm going to eat at the restaurant, or I just want to go on 17-mile drive, and they'll usually give you a map. But they really do preserve the natural beauty of the area. And part of that is this gorgeous scenic drive. And there's multiple overlooks to stop at, scenic points. Obviously, the Lone Cypress, which is the Pebble Beach logo. That's the tree that's on everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different little places to stop. I haven't stopped at all of them, and I've driven up and down 17-mile at least a dozen times.
Yeah.
But it is every inch of that drive is just beautiful.
I've done it before solo while you were occupied and everything, and it's amazing, especially first thing in the morning. Usually not a whole lot of crowds, especially if you're there in the middle of the week. So famous things like you mentioned, the Lone Cypress, which we mentioned that it's the logo of Pebble Beach, and it's on a bunch of merchandise, and you'll see it in a bunch of pictures. I would go sooner rather than later. Over the last few years, the Lone Cypress, which gets its name because it's a lone cypress tree that sits out on a hill that juts over, the ocean. It's been damaged a lot by storms recently in the last few years. And it's a very, very old tree. Very old trees, very susceptible to damage from natural events and everything. But there is an admission cost to 17-mile drive. It's $12 per vehicle, unless you are staying there on at the lodge at Pebble Beach or any of those locations, or if you go to like the Pebble Beach restaurants or something like that, they will reimburse you that money. They'll give it back to you. And then there's certain rules like no motorcycles. So it's as cool as it would be. It's still, like you said, it's a protected forest area, and there's neighborhoods that surround it. And it was designed to show off the beauty of the coast. It does hug the coastline, and you get all of that in this little adventure within an adventure. And it's really, really cool to do.
Yeah. And I would say the other cool part of that is driving through there. On one side, you have the water. On the other side, you have these gorgeous beach houses, which over the last, decade or so, these houses have gotten bigger and more grand. And just looking at the beautiful houses over there, that's my favorite thing to do when I'm not looking at the water, because they are, I don't know. I mean, I wonder who lives in these houses. I really do. I mean, I see these houses. I'm like, I want to know who lives in that house. It is so gorgeous. And they are looking out at this beautiful beach. I want this house. So you get this very interesting drive with the beach and the forest and these ginormous, beautiful houses. And it's just something like you can't really describe it. You have to go see it for yourself. Yeah.
And there's other places. I mean, we talked about the Lone Cypress, but there are different rock formations and rock areas around there that almost like little habitats for bird life and seals and different things. The aptly named Bird Rock.
Yes, I've seen Bird Rock multiple times.
I thought it was going to be a rock shaped like a bird. No, it's just a rock that birds just congregate to.
Yes.
And they love, I don't know why they love this particular rock, but it is called Bird Rock for a reason.
And Bird Rock is white. And you're like, oh, is this from like the minerals from the water? Nope. It's bird excrement.
Yeah. Bird poopy.
Yeah.
And right beside it is an aptly named also a seal rock.
Yes.
Why? You're often going to find seals just hanging out, talking to the birds. It's also covered in a substance that we won't talk about, but you'll find all of that out, and you get a good look at the Spanish Bay.
Yes.
And, that goes back into, the European discovery anyway of the area, Spaniards discovering the area or mapping the area for the first time. So, again, if you go and visit, really good tips are arrive early. Weekdays are way better. Obviously, weekends it gets a little congested sometimes during peak travel seasons. Near sunset, you want those golden hour photos.
Right.
And in wintertime, it's the coastline. You're going to want to bundle up because the wind whips around right there on the coast. But it has fewer crowds, but it does make for beautiful romantic vibes whenever the fog is rolling in and doing its thing.
It does. And I think that's a great point. The way this property is situated on the water, there is a lot of wind coming off the water year round. So I always advise people to dress in layers because even during the day, it may look warm. Like it may be sunny, but with the wind, you're still going to get a little bit chilly. You will frequently see people playing golf with like long sleeves on during the summer because of that wind.
Yeah. I mean, and you've had those conversations with me before, like, which jackets should I bring? And you end up bringing like a suitcase with just jackets. Because you never know. In the morning, it could be cool. In the afternoon, it could be something totally different. So pack accordingly, right? It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We're talking Pebble Beach. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long here with my co-host, Amy.
Hi.
Check us out, unscaledtravelshow.com, here in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. But we're talking about Pebble Beach in California, the golf courses, plural, and all the fun things to not only do at that beautiful, world-famous resort, but the little areas around it if you're planning a trip, which you should. You should. I think this is one of those places everyone should go to at least once.
Right.
Just go check it out. The coastline, the natural beauty, the sports, the activities that we're going to continue to talk about. Real quick, I mean, we were talking about 17-mile drive and how a lot of people go down it. I think a lot of people's favorite thing if they go to 17-mile drive is to bike it.
Yes.
You can get bicycles or you can bring your own and bike down this beautiful area, and you'll see tons of people out there doing that.
Yeah. You can even rent e-bikes in Monterey and take them down 17-mile drive.
So cool.
Yeah, it is a really great experience. So if you're going into Monterey, I would definitely consider doing that. I have done that before, and it's just really neat. It's a different way to experience this drive and kind of feel a little more connected to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there is a reason that more than 3 million visitors every single year go to Monterey County, which is the county that everything sits in, and just really get to explore the area. So we'll continue on talking about the activities and more of the sightseeing around there, because golf is just one aspect. Yes, it is a world famous golf course, but there is so much to do. And you mentioned the Del Monte Forest.
Right. So there are hiking trails all over the place that you can go on. And one thing that Pebble Beach used to offer, and they don't anymore, was they did have equestrian stables. So you could take a horse out on these trails. They did just close the equestrian center a few years ago, but they have left all the trails there, and they actually encourage people, if they own horses, to bring their horses on those trails. So they don't prohibit other people from using their horse trails. So
it's BYOH? Bring your own horse, huh?
Pretty much, yes.
Oh, wow.
They call it an equestrian access area now, but you can, if you own horses, you can take them there and go horseback riding around the resort and through the forest.
That's so cool.
Yeah, right there along the water. I haven't done this in the past, but I have been there previously when they did still have the stables, and I had some coworkers do this activity, and they said it's one of those things. It's like out of a movie, because some of the trails take you right down to the beach, and you're riding a horse on the beach. It's just like, whoever would have thought I would be doing this. Right?
You talk about falling in love, bro. You put me out there on a horse, and we're just shuffling along there, bro. I don't know who, I'm hoping it's you riding beside me, because I look over, somebody else, we might fall in love, man. Old Tom from Ohio's there. You don't know, man. Oh. Anyway. But I mean, cute. You're on the course. You're on the course. You're on the beach. You're on this beautiful coastline, and you're on a horse.
Yeah. Well, and
I'm so mad that I haven't experienced that yet.
Because of this location, pretty much everything you do, you just have fantastic views. Yeah. So even the fitness centers have gorgeous views of the beach. There's a fitness center on the lodge side and on the Inn at Spanish Bay side. There's a spa on both sides, so you can go enjoy the spa. They have tennis pavilions on both sides. I don't know that people realize, but Pebble Beach is a place people go to play tennis too. Yeah. They have tennis pros. They will teach you. They have now started adding pickleball to some of their...
That darn pickleball, man. It's popping up everywhere.
It is everywhere.
In fact, you've met some really famous tennis people just out and about there too. I have. You've brought home some tennis balls that have been signed by like Andy Roddick and different people. And you're always like, oh, I just ran into Andy Roddick. And I'm like, what? Like... I don't get to see the horses.
It wasn't quite that.
I don't get to see Andy Roddick.
It wasn't quite that, cavalier, I guess. He was there for an event. But yes, I mean, you never know who you're going to see. I will not say the name of the very famous pop star that happened to be there 2 years ago when we were there. Oh, but you were with me, and I'm sure you recall. Yep. But she was giving a concert on the property, and we could hear her from our hotel room.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
That was pretty exciting. You could just hear. I mean, you could hear it plain as day, man. Yeah. Like we were standing right there, which it is one of those places. And I know we live in Vegas, so we are kind of used to seeing celebrities. We live in proximity, where we live in the city. It's pretty close to a lot of very famous people. We don't want to say their names or whatever, but not to name drop or anything, but you kind of get used to it. But even when you go out there, it's one of those places that on any given weekend on your trip, that yes, you could run it literally, quite literally sometimes run into celebrities and celebrity athletes and everything. And that's just that's kind of like the cherry on top of going out to Pebble Beach.
Right. I mean, I've seen people out there that I'm like, because when you see somebody out of context and you're like, they look so familiar, but who is this person? And you're trying not to stare at them across a restaurant. Yeah. And then finally it clicks and you're like, oh yeah, they were in a movie. I've seen them on TV before. You're trying to
sneak a photo of them like under your armpit with your phone and everything.
Exactly.
But everyone, I mean, it's hard. It's really hard to be in a bad mood. You never want to test people, but like everyone that we've met out there, and it's hard for me not to name drop because I'm a name dropper, but everyone we've met has been so cool, man. I know a couple years ago we met Colin Mockery, from Who's Line, and just really, really fun, down to earth guy. He was also there for an event and everything, so. But he was just very gracious and very anyone who wanted a picture with him, and it was just laid back experience. And you're just like, okay, now I'm going to go get a old fashioned and watch the bagpipes and watch the water and all of this stuff. And it's just like a normal day in Pebble Beach land, which is just crazy to me.
Right. Again, this place is almost magical. Like you really can't describe what it's like, but then because of this, you never know who's going to be there. So you could be sitting next to a billionaire, not even know it at dinner.
Gosh, I wish. I would ask for money. Not for an autograph.
No, you wouldn't.
I'm desperately poor. Please help me, sir. This is the Unscaled Travel Show. We're talking about Pebble Beach. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, here with my co-host and co-explorer, Amy.
Hello.
We're coming to you from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. We are chatting about Pebble Beach Golf Resort and Golf Course. Everything you could do there. This is an area we have mentioned a few times in a few past episodes of this show. But really, we're trying to take you a little bit deeper into it. We talked about some of the accommodations and your favorite, the Inn at Spanish Bay. Beautiful place. And then now, we're talking about things that you can do there at the resort, at the golf course that don't necessarily involve golf.
Right.
They have so much. The even simple things like they have fire pits.
Mm-hmm.
If you're at the Inn at Spanish Bay, they have fire pits that you can just, you don't have to rent them.
Right.
You don't have to do anything special. They're free, first come, first served, which we've taken them up on many occasions now.
Yeah. Outside the lobby, they have this whole beautiful area that overlooks the water. And there are fire pits out there. There's a whole outdoor bar that you can, grab a drink from. And you will often find people who live in the area come there nightly to have a drink in front of the fire pits, watch the bagpiper, watch the sunset.
Yeah.
It's pretty common to have people not staying at the hotel just come and enjoy the scenery.
Yeah. Yeah. I mentioned earlier, a lot of people stop in just for dinner and things like that. But there are people that stop in daily, like you said, just to have a drink, which you can do. Just stop in. In fact, everywhere I go, this, I try old fashions. I've had them around the world. Oftentimes it comes down to whoever the bartender is, if they know how to make a drink or not, whether I like them or not. And without a doubt, it's consistency. Just like in golf, the drink game, the cocktail game comes down to consistency. And some of the best old fashions I've ever had have come from Pebble Beach and just the little bar areas and just, the people behind the bar are just like, hey, man, here you go. They're whipping them up right and left.
That's something that you reminded me. But the people that work at this resort, most of them have been working there not just years, but decades.
Right.
And some of these people, it is this is the family career. They will have 2 and 3 generations of family that have all worked at this resort, which tells me one thing. That resort is a good employer.
Yeah.
If they are
absolutely.
keeping people 20 and 30 years, and then those people's kids are coming to work there, and those people's kids are coming to work there, they treat their people good.
Yeah.
And because of that, their people treat their guests well.
Yeah. And it's reflective in everything that they do out there. And I know this sounds like a big infomercial for them. And I wish they were paying me something to say all these wonderful things about them.
I know, that'd be nice.
But I mean, it's really not. It's really just reflective on our experiences at this particular property over a number of years. It wasn't just a one-time thing,
right.
And we've not only gone for personal trips, but also business trips and every aspect of the things that they do there, whether it's the food and drink that we were talking about, the service just day in, day out, or even just, the people that tend to the rooms or in the gift shops or anything like that. There's a genuine warmth there and there's a genuine pride in what they do because like you said, you'll see it's not uncommon to see father and son or, parents and kids that have worked there together and have this crossover time. And it's really fascinating to see because, look, people just wouldn't take a job just to take a job in that aspect, if it wasn't a good employer. These people they really enjoy what they do and who they work for.
I have to say, the people that work at Pebble Beach have ruined me for other properties. You and I have had the pleasure of staying at a lot of very nice properties around the world, for personal, also for traveling for work. And I can only think of 1 or 2 properties we've stayed at that have come close. but none of them can meet Pebble Beach when it comes to service. And again, I know we sound like an infomercial, but it's just, I don't know, like you don't have a personal concierge, but it feels like you have a personal concierge when you're there.
And I need my personal concierges. You know me. Anyway, let's kind of pivot to dining.
Right.
Probably another main thing that people are going to look at whenever they consider this area to visit and plan out and everything. We've had a lot of meals there. You have shared a lot more meals there than I have. Let's just lead off the top with what has been your favorite place to dine at, or what's one of the places that people should experience.
So again, there's two sides to the property. If you're going to be on the Inn at Spanish Bay side, you have to also note this is not a huge property. So there's not like 12 or 15 options to eat dinner.
Yeah.
They have, I think 4 restaurants on that side. The one I have probably eaten at the most is Roy's. And the original Roy's is in Hawaii. This is a secondary location. It is Hawaiian Asian fusion food. It's so great. It's right off the lobby. And they also have recently added outdoor fire pits for dining. So you can sit there and watch the sunset too at the fire pits while you eat your dinner. The other place I like to go is Pepple's. It's right next door, but it's Northern Italian food. So if you're just craving that comfort food, definitely hit up Pepple, and you can have that pasta help make you all cozy before you go to bed.
Pepple is, without a doubt. Now, I love Roy's. I think we went to Roy's last time we were there. Love Roy's, but Pepple, for me, who loves all the carbs,
right?
All of that stuff. I love Pepple more. I want to say more than life itself. I don't want to sound dramatic, but it is pretty darn good. They also have a really, really impressive wine cellar.
They do. Stave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there outside of the front entrance. There's kind of a row of shops in front of the lobby, and they have wine tastings. They do also offer kind of like appetizers, things like that to eat. They're only open from 2 to 9 in the afternoon, evening time.
Yeah.
But if you want to go enjoy some wine, Stave is the place to go. That is the place on all of the property that you want to go check out.
Yeah. And that's over at the Inn at Spanish Bay. That's all kind of around that area. But if you're at the Lodge,
yes,
the Lodge has a couple of really cool places too. My favorite, probably everyone's favorite, is the tap room.
You think that's everyone's favorite?
Well, which one would you say?
My favorite's the bench.
The bench.
Yeah, it's the wood-fired dining experience. So almost everything is cooked over and like in an old school brick wood-fired oven.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is also looking out at that 18th hole with the tree and the sunset over the water. You might have a point there.
Yeah, that is a really cool place. I would say the tap room. The tap room is a steakhouse. You're going to have your regular steakhouse fares that are, I say regular, they're amazing steakhouse fare. But it's more about what surrounds the tap room. They have a lot of the trophies.
Yes.
A lot of the history right outside. You'll see some of the trophies from like past, I don't know what these tournaments are called.
Tournaments, yes.
Yes, really, really famous golf tournaments. I need to figure out what these things are. But there's a lot of history in there, and you'll see them. And number one, I saw one, and I was like, I didn't know they gave out trophies this big. Like, this is a ginormous thing, and I can't remember which tournament it was from. Not the Masters. That's like Augusta. That's all of that. But like, some of those Players Championship and different things.
Yeah, the U.S. Open has been out at Pebble a few times.
Jeez, showing exactly what I know about golf right now. But
no, the tap room is cool. It has that almost like the original Pebble Beach Lodge feel to it.
Absolutely.
So if you're going for nostalgia, I could see what you're saying. The tap room would be the place to go. Yeah. And then right across the hall from it is Stillwater, which is they call it California Coastal Seafood. So it's a little more upscale, but it too has fantastic views.
Oh man, so plenty of dining options for your crew. All right, it's the Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long here with my co-explorer, Amy.
Hello.
We're talking about beautiful Pebble Beach, California, the golf course, the resort, the glitz, the glamour, all of it. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada. We have some of the glitz, a little bit of that glamour. Not like this area, though. We have given you our recommendations for accommodations, a little look at some of the best places to eat, our favorites anyway, on the property. As always, people want to, every once in a while, venture away from the property. We have talked about 17-mile drive, which is on the property, but not on the property. It is something you can do, get a bicycle, go down, see different things. But also, they have some beautiful beach towns around that area. We have mentioned Monterey, California before. Again, millions of people flock to Monterey every single year. It is something that even if you only have a day or so, go check it out, right? One of the best things I would say, if you're going to venture off property, especially if you have kids, or maybe you just love aquatic themes, Monterey Bay Aquarium, which opened in 1984, is oftentimes talked about as one of the best aquariums on the West Coast of the United States. And it's really, an amazing place to visit.
It really is. People frequently tell me that they have been to the aquarium and that they would love to go back. A few years ago for a work event, we actually booked private tours of the aquarium, and we took a small group of people and you got to go behind the scenes. And that is probably one of the more requested activities that people ask for me to bring back for this particular event that I host at Pebble Beach. Yeah. And it's surprising because these are adult business people, and that's one of the things that they really enjoyed doing, was going behind the scenes at the aquarium.
I didn't know that was even possible. So now I want to do that. I'm a little
jealous. You want to go feed a dolphin or something?
Yeah, I would do right now. Let's go. Another really fun thing is it's even little small things like the lighthouse. The Point Pinos Lighthouse is really, really popular. It sits kind of in the middle of a public, like a 9-hole golf course on the point there. But it's a beautiful area to go take pictures at. I think don't just wander on the property. I did that, and I think people thought I worked for the golf course, and they were mad that I was just walking around out there, but I was being followed by a deer. I didn't know what to do at that point. But there's all kinds of scenic locations there on the point. And of course, one of our favorite places, if you just need a cold beer, is Dust Bowl Brewing Company.
Oh, right.
They have a tap house there in Monterey, not too far away from the aquarium, which, is a place that if I go there, you could just leave me and I'd be like a toddler. Don't let your toddlers drink, but it is an area that I could just stay for a very long time.
You did really enjoy what you had there. But the thing about the Dust Bowl is it's not just a place to have a drink. They have built out this whole kind of fun vibe. People were just there hanging out. They had games, outdoor games. There were food trucks outside. It was just a fun place to hang out right there near Cannery Row, which is one of the more popular places in Monterey, to shop and eat.
Yeah, Cannery Row, John Steinbeck. John Steinbeck, the author, he popularized.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Cannery Row, he put it in something, I'm pretty sure. But they have a nice wharf and a marina area. They have some wonderful restaurants if you're looking for seafood. Places like the Old Fisherman's Grotto, which has been around forever now, that you can go and get, scratch that itch for seafood in that area. And then, of course, there's areas if you venture further south, right? If you want pictures of the world famous Big Sur Bridge, and you know it. It's probably, if you own a MacBook, I think
it's probably one of your screensavers.
It's probably one of the screensavers on your MacBook right now, the big Sur Bridge in different areas. But also there's Carmel by the Sea.
Yes.
Carmel by the Sea, which most people just call Carmel, is kind of one of those places that I think old Hollywood lived. A lot of people from old Hollywood lived there. I think Betty White had a house there up until her passing and everything. But it's a fun little place. You didn't get to explore it with me the day I went. Of course, their beaches are beautiful, but it's really just like their downtown area that has tons of small shops to go shopping, places to eat, or just grab a drink. And in fact, I saddled up to the bar with a bunch of locals, people I thought were locals, and there was a soccer match on, and we were all watching soccer, and everyone was like really into it. And it was fun to just sit there and have a couple of drinks and just, relax in this very walkable city. Of course, that's the area and the time that I forgot where I parked. I lost my car, and it's uphill. If you're down at the beach, it's uphill and downhill. And I got very tired very quickly.
Oh, poor thing.
poor chubby travel journalist guy.
But in Carmel, it's one of those places like it's a feeling. It's an atmosphere.
Yeah.
You think cute little beach town, but this is more than just a cute little beach town. And there's lots of little like wineries, places to have try different wines, because that region has quite a few actual like vineyards and wineries there.
Absolutely.
And one of the places that every year we offer to our clients when I host events there that they can go do wine tasting is at Folktale Winery, which is not far from Pebble Beach. Ooh. It's a beautiful winery and vineyard. It's not too old. I think they were established in 2015, but since they have opened, they have made a name for themselves. And not just is it good wine, but it is a beautiful location. It actually looks like something you would see in France because the owners were very inspired by their travels to France. So
absolutely,
we take clients there every year. This is, other than playing golf, this is our number one requested activity of the people that I host at Pebble Beach.
Oh, really?
Yes, is to go drink wine at Folktale Winery.
Folktale Winery, come on. I want a nickel every time that they share this with
Maybe
people.
They'll sponsor the show. Huh?
Absolutely. And also, museums, libraries, art galleries. Oh my gosh. Carmel had so many art galleries. So same with Monterey. Tons of, you can see, once you experience the coastline, you can see how so many artists were inspired by the art that they create and that hangs in all these galleries now.
Right.
You can see, it's a place that just walking around, you just feel that kind of, you said it a while ago, it's a total different energy. It's a different vibe. Mm-hmm. And I think that's when people talk about California. Okay. Sometimes California gets a bad rap. Okay. Mm-hmm. There are things, every state has its issues and stuff like that. But when people really talk about, sometimes they're talking about San Diego and that part of the state, but Northern California, when people mention, that California experience, boom, it's this area right here that I think that they're
right.
Seeing in their mind.
Right. Like I mentioned earlier, we will sometimes see people surfing off in the water, but not far from Pebble Beach and Monterey is Santa Cruz, which a lot of people know for being a surfing mecca. Yep. So this whole area is just big on, the whole beach environment. I personally have gone kayaking out there.
I was about to say, didn't you go kayaking?
I loved it. It was so much fun. It was the first time I ever kayaked, and I had a blast. Really? I was unfortunately in a double kayak with somebody else who had never kayaked before, who was not very good at it.
Were y'all just going in circles?
Kind of. I was having to stop us from going in circles. Eventually, I asked her to just stop paddling, and I just paddled for both of us.
Either stop paddling or get out.
Right. But yeah, it was so much fun. You can contact the company I did it with was Monterey Adventures by the Sea. They actually brought kayaks out to Stillwater Cove at Pebble Beach, but they also, I believe they have a space in Monterey and you can just go out in the water at Monterey too. But one of the other things we haven't talked about is this area is a great place for whale watching.
Oh, yeah.
If you are there at the right season, it's very, very possible that you will see whales out in the water, along with a ton of other fish. I mean, we mentioned, I believe, Fisherman's Wharf.
Yeah.
So it's named that for a reason, because they used to fish there a lot, and maybe they still do. But this area, there's so much marine life there. You never know what you're going to see.
There's so many activities, so much to really do, whether it's a guy's weekend or you're with your family or, whatever. You just have a couple hours, you're in San Jose or something like that. Man, you should head out to Pebble Beach Golf Course, the resorts, that entire area. It's the Unscaled Travel Show. We will see you guys next time.